Hi there and welcome to GuitarControl.com. Hope you're all doing great. My name is Robert. I'm here today to talk to you all about building a guitar riff. So we've got this idea, how do you build it into something more? And we're going to talk about all that stuff. There's tabs for this lesson down below in the description. And other than that, let's get rocking. Okay, so like I said, we're talking about building a riff today. So I'm going to give you a couple chords. I'm going to tab out the chords that we're using, but I think this lesson definitely serves the purpose more as a general idea to maybe have you think like, oh yeah, I didn't think about doing that. Because when you're building a riff, the number one thing you want to focus on is the fact that you want to, use all the little things you've learned over the years. So here's the chords that we're going to be using. This is power chords, just an A5, C5, G5, and then D5. So how can we turn this into something more than what it is? Well, already it's kind of a riff in itself. We have this. And that could be a riff, but what you really want to do is, maybe you want the riff to have more attitude. Something like that. Like you needed to figure out what you envision the riff sounding like. So if you picture this having more attitude, maybe just having those open chords isn't quite going to do it for you, Maybe if you went... see, already there's a lot more attitude going on there inside of our riff. So it's all about understanding the dynamics of how what we do, affects the riff in a lot of different ways. Maybe you want it to be this kind of like chilled out, kind of like groovy. Something like that is a great idea in itself. Now, maybe you want it to be like Def Leppard-y, kind of like how they would have like those chords, and sometimes they'd have those scratches in between. So there's that one. That's a very percussive way of playing it. Like I said, and you really have to take in consideration all the different aspects that you could put into this, So we're playing it. So far it's been kind of start-stopping. Now the percussive one definitely had a very continuous feel, but you could have like... palm muting. So there's that one then. And that's what's so cool about writing a riff is there's so many, like just a million different turns. And what I was saying earlier about using all the stuff you've learned, hammer-ons, palm muting, sliding, the left-hand mute, the palm mute, all that stuff needs to come into play when you're writing a riff. Because you never know how, all of a sudden you have a riff, you're like, I kind of dig the riff, and you palm mute, and you're like, oh, wow, that changed the riff so much, and it gave it so much more life when I palm muted it. So that's why it's like just explore every avenue that you can when you're writing a riff. Incorporate your scale. So like if we had this riff, all these chords are right here in like A minor pentatonic. So if you don't know your pentatonic scale, I will tab that out in the tabs as well. But you could incorporate some from the scale. Just like take your chords. So we have A, C, G, D. A, C, G, and D. So you could kind of like maybe start your riff off with just like... something like that. sounds really cool, and it just goes back into, it's almost like a technique in itself, knowing what notes are what on the guitar neck. So if you don't know all your notes on the guitar neck, it's such a crucial thing that if you learn it, I guarantee you it's not useless information. You will constantly use it. I'm not saying you have to learn it, but it's one of those things that you will continuously use your entire career of playing guitar. So hopefully you got some out of this, some different ideas for writing a riff, and just, maybe some of the building blocks that can go into creating a riff that just has a lot of dynamics inside of it. Okay, that's it for today. I hope you got something out of this lesson. Like I said before, you want those tabs down below in the description. And other than that, keep on rocking, and I will see you next time.